Hi, my name is Trina Altman, and I'm here with my friend Adam Macatee, and he's a Pilates teacher, and actually my Pilates teacher. I take classes from him, and we're here for the Pilates Anytime competition, and I'm going to teach you the stomach massage exercise. The question I often get when I'm teaching this, because it's not everyone's favorite exercise, is why are we doing it? And for the round back, I have a lot of yoga students, and the shape looks very much like crow pose. If you're not sure what that shape is, Adam's going to show you real quick. Yes, right? Just flipped in a frying pan on your tush. But you know, you can leapfrog with your daughter in that shape. So, but it's also just more practical stuff like gardening, squatting, clipping your toenails, putting on your toe socks. And then for the flat back version where your legs are straight out in front of you, lots of things like just sitting on the floor or, then reaching back for a piece of chocolate are daily life activities that variation can help you with. So I'll get more into that when we do the exercises, but for now I want to focus on the spine and the pelvis. And in the round back version, one of the challenges is you're trying to look like a capital letter C, but gravity and the springs are kind of pulling you into a small letter C. And that's an image I got from James Crater that I love. And that's a very practical way of talking about a concept called biotensegrity. Now, don't go to sleep just yet. If you're into Elizabeth Larkham and Tom Myers, you've heard this word before, and it's a really wonderful way of thinking about everything that we do in Pilates. Because gravity and the springs are always compressing you when you're on the reformer. And in this situation, Adam's going to try to decompress without his pants falling off. So while you're balancing the compression and decompression in biotensegrity, and since Adam is a biotensegrity structure, he's going to try to respond globally to the local mechanical stress. Now, that's another just fancy way of saying that he's going to try to absorb and disperse the compression from the reformer as well as from gravity to spread the load throughout his whole body. And this is going to help him with all the exercises in the Pilates repertoire as well as his activities of daily life. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the round back version of stomach massage. And I have a sticky on the carriage so that Adam doesn't slide. We've got 2 reds and a yellow spring. And I also have these little rubber balls. And the reason why I'm using them is what we discovered is it helps Adam to get a little more lift through his spine. So I'm going to let him put them in place, but essentially they just pull the glute maximus, medius, minimus, and friends a little bit up and back, and it also helps with your shorts not coming off as well as not sliding. So he's got his hands on the front of the carriage, and take a breath in, and as you exhale, kind of round into my fingertips so you're like that capital letter C. Wonderful. Yes, I just saw a whole lot of activity happening in the front as well. Okay, so you'll press out and inhale, and then lower lift, and then exhale your way back in. Nice. And I'm just checking it all out. He's doing a great job keeping his heels together. I'm going to give him just a little touch feedback. Wow, flexible feet. And this is the last one before we move into the second variation. So the second variation is arms are back. The reason why I have this half roller here, it's a slot right in between the shoulder rest and the peg, is because Adam's really tall. And when his hands were on top of the shoulder rest, it rolled his shoulders forward and also made him slouch a little bit, and we don't want that. So let's do that same breath pattern where you inhale to press out, lower lift, and come back in. And this is a challenging one because as far as bone rhythms are concerned, he's in what's called a posterior pelvic tilt with thoracic extension, and generally an anterior tilt goes with thoracic extension. So kudos, Adam. And he's gonna line up his touch with his hand just in the preparation for the next one where he won't have his hands on anything, which is called reaching. So for reaching, I'm going to give him a little bit of touch feedback, just so he has something to hold on to, and then he's on his own. Go for it. Press out, lower lift, and then come back in. Yes. And you can see how he's reaching. He's protracting his shoulder blades, but that's not taking him into thoracic flexion. Let's do one more of this. But we're going to add a little hack, so to speak. So this is a lovely lightweight beanbag, and the reason why we're using it is it's going to wake up all the little cervical stabilizer muscles in his neck, and of course just add a challenge. Good. All right. So this brings us into the rotation, which is really challenging with the beanbag, especially because I didn't put it in the center of your skull. All right. Let's see how that goes. So it's an inhale to press out and lower lift, and an exhale to come back in. And you can really teach it with or without the lower lift. We're doing the lower lift today, just because. But you can see how, adding this, it forces him to follow his hand with his eyes. This is great. I say this is the last one. How about you, Adam? Yeah, excellent job. So thank you, Adam. Thank you, Pilates Anytime, and enjoy the rest of your day.